Hey everyone, Willie Miranda with Miranda Real Estate Group, and I'm here with Nikki Davies.
Hi, Willie.
Hi Nikki. Hey, we're going over some stats for Old Cypress, and we're going over a lot of these different numbers. And overall, I feel the real estate market, even though it was the worst real estate in history, as far as the national numbers look like, the worst year in history in the last 30 years for the number of home sales, I still feel that Florida did pretty well. What's your overall assessment?
Yeah, I would agree. I think Naples is its own little bubble. No matter what is happening outside, we still attract people.
Yeah, we do. And I think that, in Naples too, when the pre-pandemic was here, right, we were in that the little bit of bubble where it was desirable, but then everyone wanted to be here. So prices just shot right up, and it was really crazy. And when Nikki and I were just talking about the average sales price, we're starting to see some adjustments here. And it's because pricing is all based on supply and demand. So there was a lot more buyers on the market looking for homes and a lot less inventory, where now it's going in a different direction. So we wanted to share with you just 4 quick stats that we have here, not only for Old Cypress, but also for the 34119. Because like you said, there's so many different communities and developments and zip codes here that it's really hard to do. Then you have condos and you have single family and new construction. So we wanted to keep it pretty simple for the Old Cypress residents. So what do we have for some stats?
So the average sale price actually went down from 2023 to 2024. It was about 1.8 was the average, and now we're looking at 1.4.
Right, so that's about a 20% decrease in the 34119, and that was from 23.
Yep, to 24.
End of 23 to the end of 24, because we just got the end of 24 numbers. So that's a 20% difference, and what people don't understand is that that's a big number. And one of the problems that we see out there is a lot of sellers are still trying to price their home based on what their neighbor got, say, a year or 2 years ago,
right?
And those numbers have just changed. So. But in Old Cypress, I will tell you that we had a lot of activity. Just looking at some of the stats there, the average sales price in Old Cypress at the end of 2023 was almost 1.2, right? 1.199, where now the average sales price this year was 1.640. So you might say, well, wow, the average sale price is way up. But because it's such a small sampling, I want to say there was only like 23. How many sales do we have on here? I think
23.
It was, 23 sales. We were actually looking at 18 sales here in 2024, and actually it was 25 listings that we used these numbers on. That's a major difference, and it's hard to get a good sampling for that. But we're looking at some of the numbers. The highest sale in 2023 was 1.8. The highest sale in 2024 was 2.8. Right, so 2.829 it was a 329 Renaissance Court. So when you look at that, we had like 7 listings that sold over $2 million, where in 2023, the highest listing sold was only 1.8. So It's going to be way skewed. So that's why Nikki went ahead and took some numbers from the 34119 zip code, and that really aligns more with what we're looking at. So we're about a 20%, anywhere between a 15 to 20% down on average sales price year over year. What else do we have on here?
So the days on the market, which definitely aligns with everything that you're saying. So in 2023, the average days on market was 54, and now we're looking at about 68. And that's just in 34119.
Right. And we're starting to see that here in Old Cypress. I mean, we have a couple listings here that we've had, and we're starting to see 90 days starting to increase and even into the hundreds. And a lot of the properties that are for sale right now, we're starting to see them hit that 6 months, 7 months on market. And a lot of that's because they priced it too high, and they never came down on price. They never did this adjustment, this 15-20% adjustment.
Yeah, and actually the one pending sale has been on the market for 275 days.
Yeah, that's a long time without having any type of a price decrease. But pre-pandemic numbers, just so you know, was averaging between 90 to 120 days. And that was more of a balanced market before the pandemic. And that's where we're definitely going towards that number, maybe even higher as we go into all this new inventory that's coming on the market.
Yeah, and I think that sellers have to also realize that was normal.
Right.
Then, right after COVID, when everyone from the north wanted to spend time here, it changed the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
That wasn't normal. Now we're just going back to normal.
Yeah. All right, what else we have? We have another great stat for you.
Yeah, so list to sell.
Right, the list to sales ratio is something that we always need to factor in. When you have little or just a little inventory and a lot of buyers, that's where you start seeing that 100% or 101 or 103, where you list it for $1 million, but it sells for 1.1 or 1.2, right?
Right.
Where now it's the opposite. Now you're starting to see the list to sales ratio come down. And last year at the end of 23, it was 96% list to sales ratio. So if you listed a home at $1 million, you can expect that home to sell for $960. We're now just moved a little bit, about a 1%, but it's at 95.3 here in Old Cypress. So again, very important for you to price homes either at market value or just below, because we do see a trend of the average list to sales ratio actually decreasing. Even in, like I said, back in 2022, that was closer to 98, 99. Yeah. Now you're at 96. Now we're at 95 today. So that number is probably going to keep increasing as inventory comes on market.
Yep.
All right, so what do we have for inventory now?
That brings us to a 33% increase from 2023 to 2024.
All right, so we had 2,100 homes last year.
Yeah.
Now we're up to 2,800 homes here in the 34119 zip code. But what was the year before that? It was some crazy number. Wasn't it like 20?
Yeah, it was actually.
I know we had it on there. I know I'm putting her on the spot on here, but I could tell you that it went from like.
It definitely has gone up significantly.
It was like 1,800 homes. That's what it was. 1,800 homes.
It was 18 to 21.
Then it went to 21. Now we're up to 2,800 homes for sale just in the zip code 34119. So that's a huge difference. Again, supply and demand, and we're at 6.6 months of inventory as of the end of December, which is more of a balanced market.
Right. And I think it all goes back to buyers just have more options. So if you're looking to sell, you need to be competitive, because now there's so many more homes to look at.
There is. All right. So if you're interested in possibly finding out what your home is worth, or you're interested in taking a look at some of the things that you can do, that's one of the things that Nikki and I do. We'll come over, we'll take a look, give you some ideas on what to do, but more importantly, what not to do to get your home sold. And all you have to do is just give us a call. You can call our number, 239-292-2887, or visit our website at Miranda Real Estate Group, Florida.com, and then start packing.